Let us perform few tasks to understand how to extract unique elements in the pursuit of manipulating collections using loops. We can use either of these approaches. Either we can create a list of elements first and then convert it into a set, or we can also build a set directly while extracting the information. We will be using later approach, and we will be building set directly for the task which we are going to perform in the pursuit of getting unique elements from the dataset. So let's get into the tasks, but before that, let's read the contents of orders file into a list, and then we'll take it further. We have seen this earlier also, and hence I will be going through these steps a bit faster. First, we are validating the location of the file, and also we are previewing the data. You can see that each line in this file is nothing but a record. It has 4 attributes: order ID, date, customer ID, and status. Here I am creating a string variable called as path and invoking open using that path. Now orders underscore file will be text.io wrapper. You can check here. So it is of type text.io wrapper, which exposes read function. This read will actually read the contents of the file into memory as a string. Orders underscore raw is of type string. String exposes a function called as split lines. Using split lines, if our data have new line character or carriage written, it will actually convert into list of strings. As we have new line characters in our data, now by using split lines, we are able to convert the contents of the file into list of strings. You can get the type of orders. It is of type list. You can preview orders by saying orders of colon 10. You can see the first 10 records. Also, you can check the type of one of the elements. Each element in this list is of type string. You can also get length of the list orders. You can see that there are 68,883, which is equal to number of lines in our file, which means all the contents of the file is now become part of the list where each element is of type string. Now using the orders data, let's try to get all the unique dates. So in this case, I'm just creating one order with ID, date, customer ID, and status. To extract the date from this order, I can say order.split of comma, which will create a list. That list will contain 4 elements. The second element is date, and hence I can say of 1 like this because the index starts from 0. Now it should return the date for us. Now you can initialize a set like this. Order dates is an empty set. It will not contain anything. You can say order dates.add of the date. So add is a function on top of set, which will just add the element if it doesn't exist. If the element does exist, it will just ignore. So this will take care of adding the 2013 July 25th to our empty set order dates. You can preview here. It has 1 element. Now I am trying to add second date into it. You can see that the second date is also added. You can actually run this to confirm that both the dates are there in this set. However, now I am trying to add the existing date to this order underscore dates. It will not affect anything here. Still order dates have only 2 dates. So this date is ignored because the set already have it. Now using this approach, I am initializing an empty set here by name order underscore dates using set function. We can't use curly braces. Curly braces is used to initialize the dict. In this case, as we are trying to initialize the set, we have to use a set constructor like this. And then we are processing all the orders. While processing all the orders, for each order we are trying to extract the date and adding it to the order underscore dates. So as the data is processed, if order underscore dates already have the date which we are trying to add to it, it will ignore, otherwise it will just add. Let me run this. Now order underscore dates will have all the dates which are unique. All the duplicates will be eliminated because we are using set as a collection here. We are not using list. If it is list, it will contain all the duplicates. However, as we are using set, it will have only the unique dates. You can actually validate by saying list of orders of column 10 like this, so that we can see first 10 records. This approach is not available on top of set. That's why we have to typecast the set to list to use this subscript operation to get first 10 records. You can see we got all the 10 unique dates here. You can also validate by saying len of order dates. Now we have only 364, which means all the 68,883 orders which we have as part of our orders dataset are placed within 364 days. If you recollect, when we actually say len of orders, we have 68,883, and also when we say wc-l on the file, we have 68,883. But when we extract the date and convert it to set, we have only 364 dates, which means all the orders are placed in those 364 days. Now you can perform the logic using this one-liner as well. Instead of initializing an empty set and then iterating through loop and add to the set, you can directly say curly braces, the logic to extract the date for order in orders. It will take care of building the set automatically for us. We don't need to use add function. We don't need to initialize the empty set the way we have done earlier. So you can leverage either of the approach based upon your convenience. In case if you want to use this approach for any simple problem as part of your projects, keep in mind that we neither use this approach nor use this approach generally. We might end up using pandas or PySpark or some other high level libraries. However, even this approach is used quite often because it's pretty readable and also straightforward to use. Now I can run this and I should be able to preview the first 10 records and also get the length to confirm that even this approach is working as expected. Now let's perform another task in the pursuit of getting unique elements. This time we'll be trying to get the unique weekend dates from our orders data. We have seen that there are 364 dates for our orders data. From those, I just want to get the unique weekend dates. Let's see how to get that information. First, I'm creating a variable by name order_date, which is of type string. However, it contains the date in a particular format. The format is nothing but 4-digit year, -2-digit month, -2-digit day, then space, then 24-hour format, colon, minute, colon, second, dot milliseconds. Now using this string, we can actually use a function called as strp time, which is part of datetime class in datetime library. The alias for datetime library is dt. Using datetime classes strp time in this library, we can pass the string and then we can specify the format in which it has to be interpreted to be a date. Then strp time will convert the string to a date object and we can use it further for further processing. So let me run this here. You can see that it have returned a date time object which contain year, month, day, hours and seconds. Because it's all zeros, it is not getting other information, otherwise it would have got the other information also. Okay, so using this date object, we have a function called as weekday. So let's see what that weekday is all about. What I can do is I can copy paste this one and then say dot weekday question mark like this, and we should be able to see the help. Okay, it did not get the help. The reason is because we have too many invocations and it got lost. So to get the help, what I can do, I can actually say d equal to like this. Now the object is assigned to d. Then I can say d dot weekday question mark, which will give us the help. So weekday returns the day of the week represented by the date, Monday equal to 0 through Sunday equal to 6. Now let's understand what is the weekday for 2014 January 25th. So I can say dt.datetime.strp time of order date and the format in which the date has to be interpreted dot weekday like this, and let's see what it returns. It have returned 5. So using 5, if you want to validate whether it is Saturday or Sunday or some other day, we can actually use calendar library. As part of the calendar library, we have an attribute called as dayname, or I think calendar is class, not the library. It have an attribute called as dayname. The dayname is of type iterable. We can convert to list and we should be able to see the values in that iterable. It have Monday through Sunday. So first element is Monday, second element is Tuesday, third element is Wednesday, so on and so forth. Now we can pass this 5 to it. As this is of type iterable, which is list type iterable, we can say of 5 like this, and we can get the corresponding day name to ensure that a particular date is a particular day. So now you can see that this 2014 January 25th is Saturday. You can directly pass this dt.datetime.strp time of order date with the format .weekday to calendar.dayname in square brackets like this, and it will give us the corresponding day name, which is nothing but Saturday. If you wanted to get the abbreviation, you can use day_abbr. It will return 3-character abbreviation like this. Okay. Now if you wanted to confirm whether a particular date is weekend date, all we need to do is, using this weekday, we just have to compare against 5 or 6. As long as the weekday for a given date is 5 or 6, it is a weekend day. So using this approach, we should be able to validate whether a given day is a weekend day or not, or weekend date or not. So in this case, I am creating the function isWeekend. It will take a date and it will actually return true or false. If it is a weekend date, it will return true. Otherwise, it will return false. So let me create this function called as isWeekend. Let's validate. You can see that it is a weekend date. Let me also validate for a non-weekend date. So in this case, let's take 22. So if 25th is Saturday, 22nd will be Wednesday. You can actually check it here it is returning false, which means this is not a weekend date. Now I can actually initialize weekend dates to an empty set like this. While processing orders, I can extract the date and pass the date to is weekend. Only if it is true, I have to add to weekend dates as a set. If the date is already added, it will be avoided, otherwise it will just add. We can run this. Now weekend dates will contain only the weekend dates. You should be able to validate by saying list of weekend dates of :10 like this. You can also get the length by saying len of weekend dates. We have 103 weekend dates out of the 364 dates on which orders are placed. So this is how you should be able to get unique elements from the given dataset using conventional loops approach. So make sure you go through these things and practice as much as you can so that you are comfortable with respect to Python programming. You can come up with your own tasks like this, and you should be able to solve your own problems to be comfortable with Python programming as you go through some advanced topics like this.